Hi all, welcome back to number 7. Thank you for sticking with me. What we're going to do is we're going to create our first dashboard. So putting a few things together. Let's see how all that works. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with something called a multi-row card. I'll show you what I mean. So the one you're looking for is, where are we? 5 columns along, 4 down, multi-row card, and just stick that one on. And what we'll do is we'll expand it a wee bit until we put the data in there. And in here we want region, sales, profit, and order quantity. So we're going to go region, sales, profit, and order quantity. Okay, so I'll make that a wee bit better, and we're going to find it where you like, but I'm going to stick it along to the right there, and we're going to tidy up the formatting a little bit to start with. So remember, we've just built the visual, and to change the formatting, we go along to the paintbrush. There we go. You can add whatever you like on. What I'm going to do is I'll start with general. I'll add, remember I said I always like to put the border and the shadow on and tidy up yourselves, but I just think it just tidies it up a wee bit. I'm going to change the background color. Let's pick something like that. Doesn't matter. I want the figures to pop out. So remember this won't be on general. I'm going to change the format of the visuals. So I'll change call out values. I'll make them bold. Yeah, that's all right. The category labels are on. Let's make them, I don't know, let's pick a white. Try up to you what you put on there, and we'll build it up. All right, so I'm sure there's a few other bits and pieces we could put on there, but that's fine for me just now. Now, click off there, because what we're going to create is we're going to create a single card. And these single cards are really helpful for just emphasizing a particular value out of your data. So the card itself, I just got a 1, 2, 3 card, just that one there. I'm going to put that over, make it a wee bit weirder, and you'll see why in a minute. And the data I want on there is just the sales. So we'll just click sales, and there we go. Now, what we're going to do with this is we're going to tidy it up a little bit, because in a minute, we're going to copy this 5 times. I'll show you why. So this one here, we'll go back, we'll change our format in a wee bit. And when we're thinking about building a dashboard up, remember we said before, we need everything to be consistent and so on. So if we're using things like cards, and we want 6 cards with different information on, do all the formatting on the first card, because then when you copy it across, everything is going to be consistent. So let's do a little bit of that. So while that's highlighted, you can put any formatting you like on. I'll start by remembering to do my visual borders and shadow. I'm going to change the background to, I don't know, let's see, purple, is that right? Yeah, why not? We'll have the visual itself. I'm going to change the call out value itself to white. And I'll do it for just now, and I'm just going to make it slightly weird. There we go. Now, if we're happy enough with what that is, and what I tend to do as well on the cards, this is up to you, but what I tend to do is I prefer having a proper title and not needing that. So while we're on there, I'm going to do that. So I will take away that. And then on general, on the title, I'm going to change that to sales. And what we'll do, we'll horizontal align it, we'll make it a little bit bigger, and we'll make it white so it fits with the other. It's up to you, as I say, you decide how you like your card formatted, but whatever it is you choose, I can't get that corner in a little bit, we're going to copy it, so that'll do. Right, now make 5 copies of this, and you can either copy and then paste. I'm just going to Control V 5 times. And then I'm going to spread them out right into the corner. Now we are going to change the actual data in there in a wee minute, but the first thing is to get them all nice and consistent. And there's a really neat way of sorting this. I've just about got it so that the spaces are accurate, but that one's going to really annoy me. We're quite clever as humans. We will, if you're presenting this to somebody, the first thing you're going to notice is, oh, that one's not quite aligned properly. So what we do is we select them all. So click on the first one, hold Control, click them all. So you've got them all selected. And then what we're going to do is we go up to the top where it says Format and Align. And we want them to, because it's obviously horizontal, distribute horizontally. And the trick is, if you get the left hand and the right hand tucked right into the corners and then use that distribute horizontally, it's perfect. It's absolutely spot on. It's really good. So that's what we've done. And now what we'll do is we will change these. So on this, leave the first one. I'm happy with that. We want the sales. On the second one, we're going to change that to country. So instead of sales, we're going to bring country down on top of that. And what we want is, we don't want the name. We want to change that to the distinct count. And obviously we're going to need to change the heading. So we'll just do that. So in there, we've got the title. Countries. Oh, that one. There we go. On the third one along, we're going to change that to profit. So we're just going to grab, oh, beg your pardon, while I'm there. Yes, make sure I'm on the design at the moment. So I'll just change that to profit. And then obviously we need to change the title. General, title. Profit, I'm sure you're typing better than me. The next one, we're going to change to manufacturers. So that's that one there. Where are we? Manufacturers, put that on there. And again, instead of, by default, the card will show you, if it's a text field you're putting in, it will show you the first one. We want the number. So we'll change that from first to count distinct. And we'll change the title to yes, I'm talking to myself, sorry all. We'll change the fifth one along to product name. So back to format. Where are we? Product name. Once again, change to distinct count. Once again, change the title. Product name. And the last one, we want the profit. Different profit. This time we're going to go for average profit. So on that one, we'll go back to there. We need to pull profit across again, but we're going to change it from sum to average. And what we'll do is we'll change the title again, average profit. So hopefully you can see, we're going to do a little bit more in a minute, but hopefully you can see by getting that first one, if you're happy with that first one, it's not perfect, but there we go. If you're happy with that first one and you just copy across, it's starting to look really nice and consistent. Right, we're going to add a couple more things. We're going to change the background of the page. So if you've not got anything highlighted, if you're just on the page itself, oh, beg your pardon, I think it's got a little thing there about if you double click on the page background, didn't even know that. Double click on the page background, the help pops up. It's handy to know. Remember that for another time. Anyway, we'll go back to the paintbrush. And what you'll see is, because we haven't got any of the actual visualizations or cards highlighted, it's going to give us a chance to change the background. So we'll just go for that. We'll put I don't know, let's have a little pink. And what we can do, change the transparency a little bit. It's a bit too much. There we go. We just want to take off the edge of the black. You can put all sorts of images and so on there, but you know, just showing you how to do that. Now then, we're going to add another table in. So back on there. We'll just have a normal table this time. There we go. And in this table, manufacturer, order quantity. So So we're going to go manufacturer, order quantity. We'll pull that so we can actually see it. You may have noticed already that when you start to play with more than one visual on the page, you get these kind of guidelines. I'll show you. So when it comes to the same level as that, it gives you a guideline. It's a really handy way of organising the things out. And we need to tidy this one up a bit. So like that. We'll go to your format, your visual. I'm sure you know where we're going here. On this one, I'm just going to pick a couple of the presets. So let's have alternating rows. That's not so bad. Remember, if you're going to use the borders, which I would suggest you do, it does make your dashboard a little bit tidier. Make sure they're on all of them, because otherwise it'll really pop out that you haven't. So I'll just go border. And as I say, I like using the shadows. I just quite like it, particularly when you've got a coloured background. It really pops out a wee bit. I would suggest you probably do a little bit more space on there. So this one could maybe do with expansion as well. There we go. And you can probably change the background on this one too. May as well pick the same blue. And what's handy under recent colours, then you start making things a little bit more consistent. We don't need, oops, big pad in there. We're getting there. Okay, so what did I think of? Table, region and profit. So click off there. We'll have another table. Let's go for that one. We're going to go for, and when you think of a better way of doing this, let's get rid of that. Why don't I just copy this table? Copy visual, paste, pull that over. I've been happy with this mouse. There we go. And obviously it's got the same data. I want to change it. And this one I wanted region and profit. So I'll get, where are we? Region. And I'll get rid of manufacturer. And I wanted profit. And I'll get rid of order quantity. And can you see that by copying it, I've got the same style now. It doesn't need to be as big because we've got it in regions. So at least I've copied the style of it, so that I can probably pop underneath there. There's lots of mucking around you can do with it. And then another table, promotion, name and profit. So again, I'm just going to copy that table. Copy, Control V, and this one I want promotion name. There we go. So drag that into there, get rid of manufacturer, take profit, and get rid of some of order quantity. We used to be a bit wider so it all fits in. See how things are starting to build up now? And did I put that in there? Sorry. Oh, goodness. New little chart you've not seen before. So off here. And we're going to go across and we're going to use this one called a funnel chart. That one there, and product category and sales. So I'm going to go product category and sales. And if I pull that under that, now on there, on the format, we'll go the same. So we'll go general, effects, background, shadow. You can play with this as much as you like. Now, what's good about this? Everything's linked together because everything at the moment has come out of the one data set. Remember I said as we go further down it, what we'll do, we'll start connecting different data sets together and so on. But because this is all joined, I just want to look at Asia. Everything sorts itself out. We've got a breakdown in Asia up there, the profit and some order quantity, the different promotions and how much profit they've made just in Asia, a breakdown in manufacturers and the orders they're selling in Asia, and here on the funnel chart, average profit and so on. Click on Asia once more, everything goes back. Good, isn't it? America, same thing. We can go further in and so on. So that's your first dashboard. It's not perfect, but let's have a little now. I would thoroughly advise you, if I'm just getting my thing open there, let's open up so sharing, yeah, good. So let's just do this. Power PBI dashboard. There we go. Loads and loads and loads on here, different charts and so on. Get some ideas. When you're thinking about, when we're designing dashboards, we want to think about two things. Firstly, your KPIs. Remember your key performance indicators. So what it is you want to get out, what data you want to find, but also the design. So always have a look through. Have a look through, see what other people have done. You'll get ideas. It's always worthwhile having a little look. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds on there. But that's your first dash. Hopefully you are okay with that. And I'll come back in a minute. Thank you.